Hey everybody, welcome back to Shaking Bird Art. Today I'm going to be covering a subject which is not only useful, but absolutely essential to every beginning oil painter, no matter what genre you're painting in. Namely, how to clean up both your palette and your brushes in a simple, cost-effective way which will extend the life of your materials as much as possible. So, my name is Shelby Lynn. I am the bird behind Shaking Bird Art, and I specialize in classical realism, portraits, pet portraits, and now offer art lessons to people like you. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. Okay, before I get too far ahead of myself, there are a couple universal laws of paintbrush maintenance that you need to know if you are going to maintain your brushes and extend their lives, because if you don't do these things correctly, they will fall apart on you and you will destroy your brushes. So, the first one is never leave your paintbrush upright in a jar of water or mineral spirits. It will destroy your brush. And the reason is you will splay your bristles. They will learn how to, they'll stay that way. And the liquid will go up into the ferrule of the brush and it will dissolve the glue that holds the bristles together, and they will begin to fall out. Moreover, they are likely to mold, or mildew, and that is also going to cause bristle loss. So there's that. When you are done cleaning your brushes, don't put them directly back into your brush holder or cup or whatever, however you hold your brushes. Don't put them upright until they are dry, because again, the liquids in the bristles will travel down into the ferrule and mildew your bristles, and then they'll fall out. Always store your wet brushes sideways so that they can dry where the liquids can run out of the brush. Nothing's gonna step on them, chew on them. Oh, hey Obi. Like this guy. Go away. And that they can just chill flat for a while, and then they can go upright into your holder when they are fully dried. Also, yeah, that'll work. Okay, first off, when we're cleaning the brushes, you want to make sure you get all the excess paint off of them that you can just by using a paper towel. I've got just the regular blue shop towel that you can get from the automotive section at Walmart. These things are awesome. If you don't use these in your art room, I highly recommend getting them. They're so much tougher and more absorbent than regular paper towels. But yeah, you just want to just gently pull on your bristles. Don't pull hard. You don't want to, hurt your brush and pull the bristles out, obviously, but just gently pull to loosen up that extra paint and just work all that pigment out. Which I've already done most of it, so I don't need to work that hard, but you get the idea. For round brushes, I find it's easier to twist them a little bit. That way you make sure you get in between the brush bristles as well. And just gently squeeze those and pull. Okay. I'm going to keep that. Let me introduce you to my good friend, the Silly Coil. This is an ingenious little device. It's a glass jar and it's got a literal coil on the inside, and yes, I've used mine before, so it looks a little bit gross, but it's fine. And you fill this with mineral spirits. I use clean strip odorless mineral spirits. You can get this super cheap from Walmart. I recommend never getting mineral spirits from an art store. They will charge an arm and a leg for exactly the same product that you can get for like $1.30 whatever at Walmart. So remember that one. This is really great for loosening paint in your bristles and getting all that gunk out of there. If you're using oil, you'll probably have a lot of you might have a lot of alkyd or oil stuff in there too. But you just pour this into your Silly Coil, And you can use it multiple times. As you can see, mine is kind of a grayish color because I've used it several times before. If you find that your mineral spirits are actually making it worse, like it's so dirty that you're not cleaning your brushes well, it's time to change it out, but that's a subject for another video. So what you want to do is just work your bristles back and forth across that coil in different directions. And you can repeat as necessary. If you've got really gunky brushes and you're finding that they're like you're releasing a lot of pigment, then I suggest double dipping a couple times. But that's all there is to it, is you just go in, and that coil just really helps you to get the mineral spirits in between the bristles and loosen up those pigments and particles. Yeah, that one, I'm leaving a big residue there, so I'm going to go back in for some more. Okay, then there you go with step one. Okay, once you've removed all the excess paint from the paper towel and the mineral spirits, it's time to actually start washing your brushes. So what I do, you don't need fancy chemicals or special soaps or anything. I always use just a regular dish soap. I know a lot of people like Dawn and those super soaps like that because they cut grease, but they hurt my skin. So I tend to use either something like Mrs. Meyer's dish soap. You can use Castile soap or pretty much anything. I like to go natural just because it's good for both your hands and your brushes. But just a regular old dish soap or Castile will do great, especially if just particularly because they are grease cutting. So you just want to run some warm water. Sorry, mine's cold. Just start rinsing your brush. I'm just gently pulling back the bristles so that the water can get in between there and really rinse that brush out. And then all you're going to want to do is put just a little bit of soap in your palm and just start working that into your bristles. You can see already how it's just releasing that pigment. Now it's important, I am swirling my brush around in my hand. You don't ever want to scrub against your bristles or they will fray. And that goes for painting as well. You want to, when you're painting, you pull it, you don't push it. When you're cleaning, you swirl it, you don't push it. So you just want to work that soap right up in there and rinse. There you go. Maybe you can see a little bit. Again, just keep pulling those bristles back. Make sure you get the water way up in there. If you clean the top of your bristles but not the back, you're going to end up with a stiff brush with dried paint in it, and there's very little that I can do for you. There was a lot of paint in that one, so I'm going to do it again. And you're going to repeat this process as many times as you need to until the soap suds are clear colored, till they're soap colored and you have no more paint coming out of your bristles. Sometimes you only need to hit it once, like if you've got a small brush or you didn't use it much, but most of the time if you've used your brush for any length of time, or if you've got a larger brush, you're going to need to do this a couple times. Now see, that's down to just white soap suds, so that's probably good. Alright, when you're done rinsing your brushes out, you're just going to want to gently reshape your brushes and just bring those to a taper if you can. This one's kind of old, so it doesn't want to come back very much, but just don't pull too hard, but just gently reshape those bristles between your fingers and squeeze out any excess water. Then you're going to lay it flat like these guys over here, and you're done. Just leave those where they'll be safe and let them dry, and then you can put them away wherever you keep your brushes, and that's it. The next question, of course, is how do you clean your palette and what do you do with all that extra paint? And the good news is that you can keep it and keep from wasting it. You need a piece of wax paper and a Tupperware container. I'm using a small one today because I don't have a lot of paint. You're just going to gather up that paint. I'm not going to keep all of it today. You only want to save paint that has not been mixed with oils or galkids or mineral spirits or anything. Just keep the plain old paint. You can mix, if you're using tonal colors, you can mix them together. Just put them there on your piece of wax paper. Seal it, and then that can go in your freezer for several weeks actually, and you can keep on using it. Next thing you're going to do is wipe off any galkid, oil, or extra paint. And by the way, these techniques are useful. I've got a plastic palette here. This is just a cheapy palette from Hobby Lobby. You don't have to go too wild. This works for glass. I had a particle board sort of palette before. You can use this method on pretty much any palette. Correct me if I'm wrong, obviously. And just got plain old run-of-the-mill glass cleaner. I call it blue stuff. Give it a good scrub. By the way, there are some artists that actually never clean their palettes, and they just let the paint build up on there because it's like some sort of art piece in itself. I used to not clean my palette, not because I wanted it dirty, but because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So there you have it. You have now learned the basics on how to keep your brushes and your palette clean. Yay! Feel free to leave a comment where you're watching from. I would love to see how far these videos are going, and if this was useful, or if there was another subject that you would like to see me cover, please feel free to drop a comment anytime. I would love to hear from you. As always, like and subscribe. Also, you can follow my links to Facebook and Instagram, and I'd love to see you there. Meanwhile, have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Peace out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hate this. Water or mineral spirits for any amount of time. Hi, Opie. This isn't going very well. Okay. The glue in the ferrule, which is this part right here. This is what I'm dealing with right now. Hi, Opie. God help me.